Your early 20s are for figuring life out. Well, what about love? We expect relationships to last forever, even as young as we are. When that's not always the case, we end up breaking up, we end up facing conflicts, things that could have been avoided altogether. But the whole point of dating in our early 20s should be for us to learn from those experiences without shame, to grow from it, find better relationships or learn things about ourselves. Welcome to the relationship series. This is the first episode and we'll be talking about intentional dating. First thing that you need to ask yourself is, why are you dating? Why are you dating? There's reasons that people date, and some of them include loneliness, lack of self-love, or maybe desperation. If those three are the reasons you are dating right now, or the reasons why you're looking for love, please get at the back of the line. Those three reasons, they lead you to misaligned connections. You end up dating the wrong people. Your reason for dating will affect how deeply, how healthily you connect with someone. I know it's easy to make mistakes because right now you barely know what you want in life, so it's hard to know what you want in a relationship. So that's what I'm saying. Look at your reason properly. Why do you want to be in a relationship? Why do you want to date? And if loneliness, desperation, or external pressures are among your reasons, I think you should continue being single for a while, okay? I need you to love yourself before you start seeking it elsewhere. Self-love, as cliche as it sounds, it plays a huge role when it comes to relationships. If you love yourself, you understand the things that you cannot tolerate in a relationship. You know that if I can give myself this because I love myself so much, why am I settling for this person who cannot even give me something that I can give myself? What's the point? What's the point? Lack of self-love leads to need for external validation. People that feel they lack something will seek that approval from someone else. Relationships are not supposed to be coming to complete your life. No. You are complete just as you are without the relationship. Now, look at the person you are dating as an add-on to your life, not someone who came to fill a certain void. That's not the right way to do it. Because you see, if you lack something within yourself and then this person comes as a filler to it, you will cling to this person, and it's not healthy, because as soon as they break up with you, or maybe things turn out the way they weren't supposed to, it's just more damage. You will feel as though they have taken something from you. You cannot survive without them. It shouldn't be that serious, because as a person, as you are, you need to know that you are whole as a person. You are complete just as you are. If this person does not show up for you the way you show up for yourself, you realize there's no need to even be in that relationship. This way you avoid things that turn out to be worse in the future when you are heartbroken. Know who you are outside of the relationship. Don't make the relationship your whole identity. Have you ever met people who dating is their whole personality? I mean, they don't know who they are without their boyfriend or their girlfriend. It's so sad, because these are the type of people, when they break up with the person, they get into depression. Have a life outside of the relationship. Indulge in your passions, in your goals. Don't make that person hold you back from discovering yourself more. And if this person is holding you back, they're not even supporting your goals, then that's not the right person for you in the first place. But my point is, don't lose yourself trying to fit into someone else's world. Okay, make sure you know yourself, who you are without the relationship. The relationship should not be something that defines you. That's how you lose yourself. That's how you get into depression when you finally break up. And I mean, that's bound to happen in most cases. So if you're someone who had already defined themselves and they know who they are, they love themselves, even before the relationship, they are able to bounce back, because that relationship was just an add-on. Without the relationship, they're fine. So even if you're in a relationship right now, ask yourself, if I wasn't dating this person, how would life be Will I feel incomplete? If that's your answer, then you have so much to work on. You need to start discovering yourself outside of the relationship. Make sure you indulge in stuff that please you. Also, set your standards, okay? There's this controversy, sort of, for lack of a better word. People assume that we shouldn't have high standards because we're young, as if I'm not worth having the best thing that I can have. It doesn't make sense at all. Your standards, they show how much you value yourself. Your standards reflect how much you value yourself. So if you have high standards, you will automatically attract people of high value. You will attract what you tolerate. The thing is, soon as a relationship means so much to you, there's this fear to lose that person, right? But if you're someone of high standards, if you're someone that values yourself before you start valuing the relationship, that won't be a problem. Because guess what? You won't compromise on certain non-negotiables, like the effort put into the relationship, consistency of the relationship, maybe religion, communication, emotional maturity, all those stuff. I mean, if you're someone who really values all these things, but they're not being showed in your relationships, then you will walk out easily, because you understand that I can find it somewhere else, or I can give them to myself. I do not need someone to give me that. That high standard will save you from so much. They will save you from unnecessary heartbreak, unnecessary disrespect, things that can be avoided, and things that you do not need to be experiencing so much in your early 20s. You are so young to be settling for less. Clock that. This is a time when you can explore, you can walk out easily. There's no huge responsibilities to hold on to, okay? So please do not settle for less because people are saying you can't have high standards, or Sidri, you are too young to be wanting someone who has this and this and this and this. Right now you don't even have anything yourself. No, it's completely absurd. People need to understand their worth more. Do not compromise your worth just to keep someone in the name of being young. Just because you're young doesn't mean that you cannot desire something of high value, okay? So don't be afraid to walk out when your standards are not being fulfilled. There's things that vary from person to person, so make sure ask yourself, what are your non-negotiables in relationships that cannot, if this person cannot do this, if this person does not agree to this, then there's no need for you to be there. You find people who one of their values or one of their non-negotiables is commitment issues. So someone who wants commitment, and then someone who is anti-relationships, and then they like each other, but now they can't date because of those certain values. And then you find people are still holding on to each other because, I like them, and please walk out and find someone else who values commitment just as much as you do. There's always someone out there who aligns with you perfectly. And it's not just one. It's not just one. There's so many options, especially at this age. All you have is options. All you have is options. The right people will come at the right time. And even with that said, dating is not a must. If your standards are not being fulfilled, please stay single. Stay single. You will find what you need, what you require from someone else at the right time. Like, relationships is all around you. It's all around you. It's all you see. It's all you talk about. So it has been socially hyped, and we have been conditioned to think that you need to date. You should date in uni. You should have a boyfriend in your early 20s. Imagine you don't have to. You don't have to. Nope. I want you to date because you want to, not because you need to, not because you think you should, because there's so many pressure. There's internal pressure from loneliness and desperation, right? There's also social media pressure. That's all we see online. We see couples, it has been hyped as this amazing thing. There's also societal pressure, we are told the way we need to experience this thing, you need to find a husband, you need to do what. But real thing is, imagine you can be happy single. There's people who have consciously decided to remain single for the rest of their lives and they have not died. Nothing bad has happened to them. Being single is also something good. And people who deliberately choose solitude are empowered in a different way. I mean, you choose yourself and you own your voice. It's amazing. It's amazing. Don't feel the need to date just because everyone else is dating. Dating is not a must. Date because you want to, not because you need to. You are allowed to be single. People are staying in toxic, abusive, and relationships that do not even serve them just because they're afraid of being single. Don't be afraid. You are allowed to be single and focus on yourself, and you can be happy just like that. There's always something better outside, and there's even better just by yourself. Be by yourself. Understand the things that you love. Discover yourself more. Dating in your early 20s should be fun. It shouldn't be something that is making you lose your self-worth because of heartbreak, disrespect, like being cheated on, all those things. All those things are very avoidable as long as you understand your worth, as long as you know your standards well, you know who you are outside of the relationship, and as long as you're not afraid of being single. As a young person, mistakes are bound to happen. You're still figuring out who you are, what you want in life. So don't expect relationships to be perfect. Dating in your 20s is not about finding the perfect guy for you or the perfect girl for you. It's about self-discovery and growth. You date, you understand what are your preferences from the mistakes made in that relationship, and then you go into a new relationship knowing that, this is what I need from someone. You learn something new about yourself, your boundaries, what you cannot compromise on in a relationship. You need to grow from it. Don't repeat the same mistakes over and over again. That's all for today's video. Make sure you share your experiences below in the comments. Please tell us what are the lessons that you have learned from your relationship or from your singlehood. Also, if there's anything you think I have left out, put it down in the comments too. And that's it for today. See you in my next episode. I'm so excited to be speaking. Make sure you also follow me in my socials so that you can participate in polls and engage more with me on them. That's it for today. Bye.